What is up, you guys? It is King of Kicks, and we are back with another Q&A video. Today's question is from Steven Schiff. Steven asks, Isaiah, how much volume do you have to be able to afford a living selling shoes? Great question, and a question that I think is important for all resellers and entrepreneurs to ask themselves. So I'm going to start this off. When I was about 14 or 15, I started getting bills. My mom encouraged me to start paying my own bills, and transitioning from 15 to 16 and 17, I was responsible for my cars, my car insurance, my clothes, etc., etc. And so I wanted at the time my only source of income to be sneakers, and it was important for me to figure out how much money I needed to make to support my living. So my uncle, who I'm having on my podcast pretty soon, he sat down with me and we said, okay, what are your bills every single month, right? Let's add all of them up. So let's say it added up to $600 a month, just spitballing numbers here, right? So now that we know what we have to pay, we can go to how are we going to get to that and what we need to make our margins for sneakers wise, right? So you can't just say how much do you need to support a living. You have to figure out what is your living first, because mine might have been 600 at the time, but yours might be 6,000. So it's really important to know where we're starting. Once we've got our number of how much we need to make to support ourselves and make a living every month, we can go over to the sneakers. So on average back then, I was profiting about $40 per pair. That was my goal on about $100 to $150 investment, was to make $40 profit. So if that is your goal too, or your profit margin that you are looking to make, then we'll use that as a baseline. So we know here that we need to make $600 a month, right? Well, if we know that our average profit margin is $40 a pair, we can divide 600 by 40, and that leaves us with 15 pairs of shoes. So to make enough just to pay my bills every month, I have to sell at least 15 pairs of shoes at a $40 average profit margin. Now, here's the real question. Can you sell 15 pairs a month? Well, you have to ask yourself, you have to look at what you've been doing, what you're doing right now. Am I sustaining that? If the answer is, oh, I'm actually selling 30 pairs a month, then phenomenal. You're actually able to do more than sustain a living. You're able to make a, not a profit, because you are making a profit, but you're able to make more money than what you really take, so you can start reinvesting that money and growing the business. But if you say, you know what, man, as much as I want to do reselling full time, I actually can only sell about 5 or 6 pairs a month right now, then that is very important, and it is really, it's a big deal that you are aware of that. So what you can do is you can go get a job, right? And everybody wants to say, a job, I'm trying to be an entrepreneur, I'm not trying to have a job. Look, I worked a job open to close every single day with maybe one off day a week for a year straight in sales, where I only made commission. Okay, so you got to have a job at some point, because you got to learn the skills, and you got to learn, you know what I mean, what it's like to not have a business, and you got to be able to make money to afford to run your business. You know what I mean? And while you grow these clientele and this connections and this company, you're able to pay your bills. So you got to go get a job, and you got to make that self-realization. What I talked about in another Q&A was, when you go to get a job, it is important to look for a job that you can get skills and strategies from to help grow your business. For me, I was in sales, so I learned how to talk to people, have good customer service, and be a good salesman overall. And I was actually a shoe cleaner guy. So that translated to my business crazy well, because now I clean shoes better than anybody I know. So go get a job if you're not able to sell that many pairs, and bust your ass, number one, making money to reinvest into your business and pay your bills, but number two, growing your clientele, so that way you will be able to quit that job soon and afford a sustainable living selling sneakers. Got it? So what are we doing? We're going to calculate our monthly bills. We are going to divide them by our average profit per pair of shoes and see how many shoes it takes to sell each month to sustain that living. If we're over, we're straight. We're still going to strive for greatness and keep working harder. If we're under, we're going to go get a job. We're going to save up some money, and we're going to grow our clientele so that we can have a self-sustaining business and really buckle down on making our business great. So thank you guys for watching the video. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop a comment below or swipe up depending on what platform you're on, and I'll answer yours in the next video.